Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got an Amazon FBA business for sale in the occasions and gifts niche. Created in August 2014, this business makes an average of $3,593 per month in net profit, and the listing number for this business is 47053. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the asset they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, John.
Hi, Sarah. Glad to be here.
Good to have you back. So before we get started, I'm going to go over a quick summary of the business. This business was built in August 2014. This business has average monthly revenue of $10,784 and is producing an average net profit of $3,593, and that's based on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are 4 SKUs, domain and all site content and files, 6 associated domains that redirect to the main website, social media accounts of Instagram and Facebook, a supplier relationship, an email list, and 4 trademarks. Awesome. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, let's dig into your background a little bit. So can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Sure. Yeah, I got into the FBA model in 2014. I started with a proof of concept product with an American flag cape just to see how this whole Amazon thing worked. That product worked pretty well, but once that worked, I had other ideas for products, and that was where I created this business. This business is kind of in the meme gamer kind of geek realm. So all of the products kind of have novelty themes. And because of that, they tend to sell really well in the holidays and then go viral, I would say every 6 months or so without any input on my part. And yeah, it's been a great business to own. I've just gotten to the point where I'm not doing anything to grow it yet.
Sure. I understand this is FBA. I want to make sure that we're covering all the bases here. So talk to me about how this business primarily makes money.
So it's 100% FBA. So I have the products, they're imported and shipped directly to Amazon's warehouses. And then when Amazon customers purchase it, the orders are fulfilled through the Amazon FBA program. And I manage the PPC on the account, the Amazon ads, and then reorder and inventory numbers. It's pretty low maintenance on my part.
Awesome. Well, we were talking a little bit before about this audience that you have, a very specific audience. Well, why did you choose this niche in particular? Were you, say, drawn to this audience in a way, drawn to the products in a way?
Yeah, I'm kind of a big geek. The first product that I did with this, I had this idea where I was like, why doesn't this product exist? And I decided to go about and get it made. So I designed it from scratch and listed it. And it went very viral when I first launched it. And I didn't understand how viralness works online.
Wow.
So what I did was I sold 500 units in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, I made it. I'm rich now. And I quit my job. And what I didn't realize is that when things go viral, they peak and valley. So what I ended up doing was I reordered enough for an entire year because it wasn't viral when I finally got them back in stock next January. So I learned a lot from that. But what's cool about this product is that people who are in kind of the meme gaming world get it, and it'll go viral on its own. Like I said, every 6 months or so, someone will post it to Reddit or post it on something. There's a YouTuber that has one, and he featured it on one of his, YouTube channels. It was a business of passion. I really liked the products, and then I branched out into other ones that were similar. Yeah, it's a business of love.
I love that. Well, and speaking of that, you and I have spoken before. You're kind of an FBA expert at this point, so I know that we've talked about this subject. For people who haven't heard about you and FBA, tell me a little bit about, why you chose FBA, why you find working in FBA just seems to really work for you and, for the way that you like to build businesses.
Sure. So when I did that proof of concept product, I did it with a friend of mine, the American flag cape, and we tried our own website and we tried to drive traffic and we kind of struggled with that. And then we tried to list it on eBay and we were getting some sales, but it wasn't anything special. And then we were like, well, where else do people buy things online? And we were like, oh, Amazon, let's figure out how that works. And once we got our listing up on Amazon, we realized, oh, they've already created a marketplace where people are ready to buy, where they're searching and 2 clicks away from purchasing, which is much easier than driving your own traffic and building a following and all that stuff. So once we're on the FBA model and seeing that people bought, Amazon entices you to use their warehouses to fulfill, because me and my buddy were manually fulfilling all the orders. So we were running to the post office like every day at lunch, and we were trying to plan out how to mail all this. And the FBA model is amazing in that you don't have to worry about that. And you're able to delegate all of the repeatable tasks to the Amazon service, so you can scale up the business and focus on growing it yourself without being bogged down by all the overhead. So it's amazing for a single person to be able to manage a business by themselves without, you basically get a built-in support team and fulfillment team that you don't have to build out yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. And like you said, a lot less trips to the post office, which who likes to go to the post office anyway?
Right.
So, you've started this business out of a passion for the niche and the audience and the products. Why are you selling the business now instead of, say, keeping it and growing it?
This was such a tough, so it's like it's my baby, and it's really well branded. The website's really cool. The products are really cool. I'm passionate about them, but I haven't done anything with it since like 2015, 2014. And I've just had it on autopilot, and I've been reordering, but I literally have been almost entirely hands off. And I have 3 Amazon businesses, and I realize I'm spread too thin and that I can't do everything. And I really took a look at it, and I was just neglecting it. It's something that if the right owner came along, they could grow it into something really, really cool. And I don't have the availability, and I'm not focused on it. And because of that, I was like, I really like having this. This one was the toughest one to sell because the logo's cool. It's fully branded out. It has like all the visual assets for, like, it's got a mascot. The website's got, I don't know. I've really been conflicted about selling this one, but just realistically, I think someone else could do a better job with it, and then I'm not doing that for what it could be. So yeah, I don't know if you could tell the regret in my voice. Like, I think I could have done something with this, but yeah, I just realistically am not. I'm focusing 100% on a different business. Just don't have the time. And I just got married, and I'm getting a house, and then maybe kids soon. So it's like life.
Exactly. It's okay. I think, as you know, a lot of people come to our marketplace pretty much in the exact same place where life's happening and it's time to move on to the next chapter. As hard as that is, I can hear the regret in your voice. It is a really cool business. It's kind of one of those favorites that we've looked at. And obviously we can see the details, and we're like, this is the coolest. We're a little bit in love with the domain as well, which we obviously can't share. But for listeners out there, it is a really cool one. So let's talk a little bit about lessons learned. Is there anything you learned from this business that you would apply to future sites or businesses? What did you learn from building this that just seemed to work for you? Which is a big one, right?
Boy. Yeah, right. I think the biggest thing is like you said, the FBA model. So what's cool about Amazon is if you set up a product and a listing and you make it, like, you kind of optimize it, it's pretty hands off after that point. Yeah, I think just leveraging what other people have built to make your own business run well. So like the Shopify platform, before Shopify, I guess if people don't know what Shopify is, it's a website that allows you to make an e-commerce site of your own very quickly. You can do it within a couple hours. You can have a pretty professional looking website, and it handles the checkout, the cart. It does pretty much anything you'd want an e-commerce site to do. And just using the tools that other people have built for entrepreneurs, I think, is a huge piece. I didn't think to listen to the experts until a couple of years in, and then it was like, oh, there's all this information on the internet about how to do all of this. So I would say listen to the experts, but be critical. Don't just fall. There's a lot of fake gurus out there, but if you think critically about who you're listening to, there's a wealth of information on how to run anything online just out there for free on YouTube.
No, I think that's great advice, and I think I'll probably pick your brain about that a little bit more at the end here. Sure. Of course, on the flip side of what you just said, was there anything that you tried in building this business that, say, didn't work?
So this is a really cool potential that I wanted to do that maybe the new owner could do. There's Amazon Associates. I don't know if your listeners know about this program, but basically it's affiliate marketing that if you put a link anywhere on the internet that directs a surfer online to Amazon and then they buy something, you get a percentage of the sale. So it's between like 1 to like 5% of whatever they purchase. And the website that this business has is like primed with a very easy ability to create all these affiliate links. And so if you drove traffic to the site, you could make a lot of potential money off of all the people that are clicking on it, finding gift ideas, clicking on that and going to Amazon. And then you get a percentage of anything they buy, even if it's not the link. Like if you sent them to click on, like, I don't know, a baby mat, and then they end up buying like a weight set, you'd still get that fractional percentage. So that's kind of a long way of saying I think there's a lot of potential there for people to build this out. I don't know if I answered your question directly.
Well, no, I mean, it's a great lead in. I mean, I wanted to talk to you about opportunities. So I think, like you said, affiliate relationships. Is there anything else that, I might be missing here? Any other opportunities that you think this business is really primed for that a buyer could really take advantage of?
I think there's a lot if you set up for like additional products could just be plopped in. I just didn't do that because of time. So if you could find novelty products, kind of geeky gaming or anything like that, you could plop them into the website and it would fit in. And then if you had affiliate marketing, even if you didn't have the product itself, you could still get some commission off of referring people to Amazon to buy the product. And I think that was the biggest opportunity that I didn't take advantage of. Because like you said, there's 4 SKUs and I built those 4 SKUs from scratch. But what I didn't do was leverage existing products other people had made. And I think if I would have found other novelty products and just purchased them from a supplier and included them in the business, I think I could have grown this. I didn't have the time.
Oh, yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
But I think the biggest opportunity would be taking all of products and then listing them, and either you would drop ship them from Amazon or you would put affiliate links to Amazon so you could get a commission of the sale for driving traffic to the Shopify site.
Sure. So where does the majority of your traffic come from?
I would say 95% of purchases are from Amazon. So I didn't build out my own traffic or email lists. Like I've been capturing emails and I have a bunch of Instagram followers because, like I said, the product's cool that people naturally found it. But I didn't leverage any of that and I just didn't follow up. But there's a ton that you could do. Like if I haven't done Facebook ads, I haven't done anything except Amazon. So I would say 99.9% is just on Amazon, and then the website's supplements and people come because it's all the products have packaging, so it routes them to the website. I just never followed through with any of that.
Yeah, so and I guess that kind of answers my next question because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing in terms of marketing. I mean, almost in a way, is your business kind of marketing itself based on this like viral cycle that you have going on, or?
Yeah, actually. So I'll see it'll go viral on Reddit. And what I'll see is like either post the Amazon link or someone will like the only place you can get online is Amazon or through a website. But then there's this whole world of drop shipping that sits on top where like they'll double the price and they'll do it internationally. So like it'll be like UK website that'll say, oh, we'll purchase this for you in the UK, but then all they do is they buy it in Amazon US and then double the price and then sell it there. So there's kind of this whole world of people who are willing to pay double the price, and especially internationally. So that's another thing that people could do, could branch out to the other Amazons or, yeah, there's a lot you can do with this business. It's just, I haven't done it. Yeah.
Before we leave the topic of, basically your products on Amazon, I don't think we've talked about this much, but can you tell me a little bit about how you get your inventory to Amazon?
Oh, sure. So originally I was shipping everything to my apartment, and then I had boxes and boxes of stuff, and then I would mail it into Amazon FBA warehouses. I'm now going direct from the manufacturer to the Amazon warehouses. So I have an inspection company check all the goods before they leave the port, and then they go directly to Amazon. And then I actually never physically see the goods myself anymore. So it's pretty straightforward that you don't need a ton of space and you don't need to manually inspect anything.
Awesome. Sounds very streamlined. And like we said earlier, much less trips to the post office.
Yes.
Well, okay, so we talked a little bit about opportunities. We always try to cover both sides of the equation here. So what do you think are the biggest risks with a business that a buyer should be aware of?
I guess the risk I would say, so a lot of listings have the counterfeit problem where people will make a knockoff and try to sell against it. And I've been able to combat that and not really have to do much overhead for the last 5 years by trademarking everything. So there's 4 trademarks included in the sale. On one of the products, I've taken 3 of the biggest keywords and trademarked them so no one else can use them in the listings. And then the other one, I have the name of the product trademarked. And because it looks so trademarked, I haven't had any competition show up on the one listing. I had one competitor, he tried to jump in and he had like 100 units. And I was able to, I don't want to go into that, that part. Basically, I left negative reviews on it and then the guy gave up. And that was like a year ago. So I haven't had any competition since then on the one. The other one, I have a custom mold for the one product that nobody else has that mold. There are knockoffs that are not identical, like they're made of a different material and they don't look as high end as the one product that I have. And that the risk of counterfeit, I guess, is real on that product, but it's had competition for the last 3 years and it's still the number one seller in that product category by far because it looks the most legitimate of listings in that category and they don't inspire trust by the buyer, but whereas mine has really well packaged, branded, the images look better, it's proper English, and it captures, I would say, 75% of that market, even though it's got a lot of competition in it.
Okay.
That's a long way to answer that.
No, actually, I think that's a great answer. It's super interesting to hear someone talk about basically being able to protect the integrity of the products and from the knockoffs. And I'm sure that's something that we have lots of people run into, but I actually don't hear about it much. So very cool to hear your perspective on that.
And that's a big problem on Amazon, or it's a recent thing, is all the knockoffs of things. But I've been able to protect it with the trademark because what it means is if anyone uses those words in their listing, I can get the listing completely removed and it takes them down for about 2 weeks. And then they can relist it, but they have to use different words. So they can't use the main keywords for the product. And I've been able to, I have the most reviews by far on both of these listings. I would say 80% of this business are on the 2 SKUs and they're protected because they have more reviews by, I would say 8 to 10 times as many more reviews, 5-star reviews than the competition. Plus they have the better images, they have better product reviews, they have better English, better pictures. So, and the keywords that matter.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. Again, I'll wrap up at the end here, maybe ask you a few more questions, pick your brain about these things. But before we get there, can you describe the amount and type of work you do on this business for maintenance?
I've set it up that I order 4 times a year with the factory. So there's actually 2 suppliers. So the 3 of the products are from one supplier and the last product's from another supplier. I set it up so that I order 4 times a year. So for each quarter, I'll order the next 90 days of inventory. And I'll monitor the Amazon PPC like once a month. And then I kind of do nothing with it, really. I just wait for it to go viral. And, when I say that out loud, there's there's a lot of stuff I could do. Facebook ads, Reddit ads, I could do posts on sites. I actually built out a whole Pinterest page that's actually got a lot of followers somehow. I just tag cool things and then people started sharing it. But yeah, there's so much I haven't done with it that you could do. But yeah, as far as work for the business, it's really reordering every quarter and then monitoring the advertising. And then every once in a while I'll have a customer service. I'll have a customer like once a month maybe ask for like clarification or that one arrived defective and I'll give them a refund. But this one's really hands off, which is why I've kept it so long and not done anything with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a great answer. So what do you think, would you say, or, are there skills or requirements for someone not familiar with this niche or business model? What would you say is kind of necessary in order to run this business in particular?
Well, if this specific one, I would think is one of the easier ones for someone to buy. Just in general, you're going to want to know how to use a computer and be able to learn off of YouTube. So anything you don't know or can't figure out, just search online and being able to go through tutorials and learn it yourself. This one specifically, you'd need a freight forwarder. So when you place the order, it's a little more complicated than a regular buying something online. You need a forwarder to help with the import and customs duty, but they handle that for you. You just need to find a good one. And yeah, being able to schedule an inspection when you have the goods and then working with the factory. So like getting to create a relationship with the supplier. So if you can do that, I think you can run this one pretty easily.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure maybe I misunderstood this, but the suppliers and everything you're working with now, that can basically all transfer over to this buyer, correct? They can kind of tack on from your relationships that you have.
Yep. Yeah, I would introduce the new buyer to the supplier and help them start a relationship and ask any questions and get to know them.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. I was, if people were listening, those relationships are in place. So, you
Hmm.
don't have to start them from scratch.
Hmm.
How much support are you offering buyers?
I'm willing to offer 30 days email support and 2 Skype calls.
Okay, great. Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you open to something like an earnout?
I'd prefer to sell it outright, but I'd be open to other offers.
Great. Well, final question here. Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
This is really cool. Like with the logo and the branding and the products you're selling, if you are any sort of geek or into like memes or gaming, you're going to think this is a pretty cool one. And I think there's so much potential with it that I never followed through on. That if you had the right person, you could build this out to be like a really cool business. And I think that there's a lot of potential on driving web traffic, getting people to subscribe to the website, email blasts, like Facebook ads, like all of that could build this into a much bigger company. And I'm really sad to see it. As I say it, I'm like, oh, I could have done it. I could have been a contender.
No, I
Yeah.
completely get it. It is a super cool one. Like I said, we've been checking it out and we've enjoyed just seeing what you've done with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's going to take off. I think it's going to go over really well with the hands of a new buyer, as sad as
Hmm.
it is to see it go.
Right.
Well, awesome, John. It's been really great talking to you today. I've really enjoyed having you on, and I appreciate you sharing so much insight about your journey and your business.
Sure. Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. And if you want more information, the link will be below the video that'll take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing page and want more information, become a depositor today. When you make the deposit, one of our business analysts will be in contact with you and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.